Welcome to another episode of Football War. In today's episode, we're taking you to one of the most feared men in football. Let's begin. There are players who define the beauty of football, and then there are players who define the fight within it. Diego Costa is a name that brings fear to his opponents and inspiration to those who appreciate grit. A warrior in every sense of the word, Costa's ability to find the back of the net is matched only by his hunger to dominate, disrupt, and destroy everything in his path. But his story is far from simple. Today we dive into the moment when Diego Costa lost his mind, yet cemented his place as one of football's most feared strikers. It was a crisp September evening in 2015 when Diego Costa faced off against Arsenal, and this match was about to etch itself into football folklore. The Premier League clash between Chelsea and Arsenal had all the makings of a high-stakes game. Two top teams vying for dominance, two sets of fans eagerly awaiting the outcome. In the 43rd minute, things started to unravel. After an aerial duel with Laurent Koscielny, Costa, already known for his aggressive play, targeted the Arsenal defender, clawing his face and delivering a shoulder barge that would have knocked out a lesser man. Koscielny held his ground, but that wasn't enough for Costa. The infamous Spanish-Brazilian forward wasn't done. The altercation escalated, words were exchanged, and as Costa goaded Gabriel, the Arsenal defender retaliated by flicking a kick at Costa. Chelsea won the match 2-0, but Costa's performance was the talk of the town, not for the goals or the play, but for the But before we judge him solely by his temper, let's remember that Diego Costa wasn't just a provocateur. He was also an incredible goal scorer. Diego Costa's ability to put the ball in the back of the net is often overshadowed by his antics on the pitch. But let's not forget, Costa was a lethal striker. Whether it was in La Liga, the Premier League, or even on the international stage for Spain, Costa's hunger for goals was insatiable. If you were a defender, playing against Diego Costa wasn't just a test of skill, it was a test of your mental toughness. Costa's reputation as a bully on the pitch wasn't without merit. He relished the physical side of the game, often crossing the line to gain a psychological edge. His aggression, his sharp elbows, his constant chattering, they were all part of a strategy designed to destabilize his opponents. One former Premier League defender recalled facing Costa as one of the toughest days of his career. "He was always talking, always trying to get under your skin," the defender said. "He didn't care about playing dirty, but at the same time, he had this incredible ability to focus when it mattered most." Costa's combative style earned him enemies, but it also earned him respect. For every player who couldn't stand him, there was another who admired his relentless will to win. Costa's game wasn't just about the physical, it was psychological warfare. In many ways, Costa epitomized the dark art of mind games in football. He knew exactly how to provoke his opponents into losing their cool, whether it was through an off-the-ball challenge, a sneaky push, or just endless trash talk. Take his battles with Sergio Ramos during the Madrid derbies. Ramos is a master of the dark arts himself, but even he admitted that Costa was one of the toughest players to face. They had countless clashes, each one more intense than the last, but that's what made Costa so feared. He wasn't afraid to go toe-to-toe with the toughest defenders in the world, and more often than not, he came out on top. Diego Costa didn't just disrupt defenders physically, he got into their heads. By the time defenders were trying to stop him, they were already exhausted, mentally drained by the endless provocations. But with all that chaos came a price. Diego Costa's aggressive style often got him into trouble. Yellow cards, suspensions, and run-ins with referees became part of his reputation. His desire to win sometimes boiled over, leading to moments of madness like we saw in the match against Arsenal. Managers loved him for his passion, but they also knew they had to manage his temper. Even Jose Mourinho, who thrived on chaos, had to step in at times to calm Costa down. But that was the double-edged sword with Costa. You couldn't separate the aggression from the goals. They were two sides of the same coin. For all the drama, for all the controversy, Diego Costa's career is one that commands respect. He's won La Liga, the Premier League, and numerous other trophies, playing pivotal roles in each of those victories. His ability to combine ruthless aggression with clinical finishing made him a unique player in modern football. Yes, he was a terror on the pitch. Yes, he was hated by defenders and fans alike. But that's what made him Diego Costa. In a world where football often focuses on flair and elegance, Costa brought war to the pitch. He wasn't there to play nice, he was there to win. And in the process, he became one of the most feared footballers of his generation. Diego Costa will always be remembered as a striker who fought for every inch on the pitch. He may not have been the most graceful or the most loved, but he was undeniably one of the most feared. He left a lasting mark on football, one of goals, aggression, and an unrelenting will to win. In the end, Diego Costa was more than just a footballer. He was a warrior, a man who thrived on conflict, and a player who could win a match with his mind as much as with his feet. This was the story of Diego Costa, the most feared footballer in modern football. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments what's your favorite